Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you for joining. Today, we're going to kind of go through, first steps for newer agents. Again, a lot of this is covered on the onboarding list. A few things aren't. And this is really meant to get you started, kind of give you some ideas and really a plan of the first 10 things that you should be doing as you go through this. Some of you who've had your license for a little bit might have missed out on a couple. And again, this is a really great time to go through and do those and to make sure that you've got everything going that you need it to. So the first thing are the basics, right? And again, many of you have done these already, but one of the first things that you want to do is make sure that you have a draft bio completed. Again, the bio just gives people a sense of who you are, and these first things kind of get your online presence built so that when you're talking to someone, one of the first things that they're probably going to do is Google you and try to see who you are and that you actually exist. And so by having your bio, by having your photo, by having business cards, by having all these things together, it's going to make sure that people actually understand that you do have a license and you do kind of exist in real estate. Once you've drafted the bio, you can send it to me for review and I can go over it. We'll make sure everything is good. The second thing that you want to do is create a Gmail account for real estate. And again, most of you have already done this. Our CRM software works best with the Gmail account. And so we always recommend making something like Jason Bauer Sells NYC or jpbnyc@gmail.com, something like that. Again, you go to Google directly to make that, create the account, and then we will add you to the shared Google Drive so that you have access to all of the New York files, right? The leases, the offer sheets, whatever you need, you'll have access to. And again, if you don't have access to that yet, just send me an email with your Gmail account and I will send you access to those files. Your business cards. And again, we make it as easy as possible. Weichert, you can order about 1,000 business cards for about $65. If you have a cheaper place, feel free to use it. If you order it through the Design Center, make sure you're using the Manhattan ones, the NYC collection, right? And everyone's title should be licensed real estate salesperson, unless you're an associate broker, which all of you are salespeople. So that's the only title that you can use. The same thing is true for your footer. If you're creating a footer, your title is licensed real estate salesperson. That's what the Department of State says that we can use, and that is what you will be using. Real estate photograph. So we need a 3/4, which is basically from knees up, black and white photo with a cropped white background for online residential on the Weichert Properties website. Now, if you're not a member of REBNY, we don't need that photo to start. That's for REBNY members, right? If you're a member of LIBOR, you can use whatever you want to. Again, you can see examples of that photo if you want to use your own person on weichertproperties.com/agents. Either you can use David, or again, whoever you want. David's great. Anyone who's met him, he's great. He'll give you your headshots and everything like that within a few hours. But again, want to keep it as affordable as possible, so you can kind of use whatever you need to. Okay, so the second thing that you want to do, and once you're licensed, is to join the board. And again, we have two options here. Number one, you can join REBNY, the Real Estate Board of New York, if you are focusing on Manhattan, Inner Brooklyn, Inner Queens, Inner Bronx. If you are working in Long Island, Westchester, Outer Queens, things like that, then you'll want to join LIBOR, the Long Island Board of Realtors, right? And so the fees vary. If you're joining REBNY, you can go right to rebny.com. On the top right-hand corner, you can click join, put in your license number, and you'll be able to join. Again, if you are licensed under LIBOR, it's a separate license. And so what you'll do is you'll get access to one key, and I'll DocuSign you the paperwork that you need to do for that. Once you're a part of LIBOR, then you can join SIBOR, the Staten Island Board of Realtors, if you would like to join that as well. Separate board, you can be on, again, you have to be on one board, either LIBOR or REBNY. If you want to be on 2 boards, you can be on REBNY and LIBOR. If you want to be on 3 boards, you can be on REBNY, LIBOR, and SIBOR, or you can be on just LIBOR or LIBOR and SIBOR. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is you want to build your Weichert presence and get into the Weichert systems. Weichert has 2 separate websites that will share a login. One is weichert1.com, and this is what we call the agent portal, right? This has many of the files that you'll need as an agent. This links to Weichert 1 trainings through Weichert University. Your email is accessed through here. And so you'll get the email once you're onboarded with Weichert and once your license process is processed to join Weichert1.com. And I'm just going to take a moment and I just want to show you kind of what exactly that looks like. So again, here is Weichert1, right? If you're a new agent, when you log into Weichert1, and again, it's weichertone.com, where mine says webmail, yours is going to say set up email account, right? And this is where you can go once you've set up the email account and you have your Weichert account to check your email. In here, you can also do account settings to change different things. In here is where you'll also get to Cole Realty, which is something down the road that you'll probably be using. And in here, if you scroll down, there'll also be an entry for Money Matters, right? And you'll click enter. And if you're new to the business, you'll create a Money Matters account. And this is where you'll set up your direct deposit. As a new agent, it will probably also say that you owe some amount of money, and that is for errors and omissions insurance, right? We cover you from day one, but you'll owe some prorated amount as we kind of get started. And again, you can pay from here or you can wait and it'll be deducted off your first check. So again, if you have not signed up for direct deposit, please do that as soon as you can. The company no longer sends physical checks. So if you close something, you won't get paid until the direct deposit is set up, and it takes about 5 days to set up. The other thing that you'll see in here is Weichert University, right? And this is where many of the trainings are run through. Again, anytime I send out a training email and it says register through Weichert University, you'll go in here. And if you click on start now, I'm not going to do it, but this will get you to Weichert University, where you can see our trainings. You can sign up for them. They're recorded trainings. This is everything except for the New York specific ones that I do here in the office and then I put on our YouTube channel. So any trainings you can get to through there, right? So on here again, once you get started, you want to set up your direct deposit and you want to play around with Weichert University so that you know where everything is in there. I'm going to go back in here. The second one is my.weichert.com, right? This is what we call KV Core, My Weichert or KV Core. Again, the login for that is going to be the same as your Weichert1 username and password. And as a new agent, what you'll want to do in here to get started, oops, sorry, 1 second. This bar is in the way, move this. What you'll want to do in here is when you log in, this will be your dashboard and it will have different information in here. But the first thing that you want to do is here to start the course, the Agent Quick Start. And what this quick start is, and again, you can enroll for free. I'm just going to hit resume because I'm already in the middle of it. This is going to be, it's set up as a 4-week training, and each of the modules is different. But what it's going to do is it's going to go over how to use the system, right? So there's a couple introductory ones. They're basics, right? How to set up your profile, how to do your dashboard, and all the way to the advanced, right? How to really commit to the program, how to do different things in creating a predictable business and whatnot. And so again, at your own pace, you can go through these trainings. And as you do them, you should have your My Weichert open so you can do the things along, right? At the beginning, again, you're going to be setting up your website. You're going to talk about leads, how to import leads and things like that. And so it's very important to get through this in your first week or two or first 4 weeks at the max here at Weichert. And again, don't put it off. This is really going to help you get jump started in your career here at Weichert. Now, the next thing that you want to do is you want to work on creating your online presence, right? Again, as you get started, and you're connecting with people, they're going to start kind of like Googling you. They're going to want to see what you have going on. And so it's important to create social media accounts, right? The two that I recommend, and again, there are separate trainings for this because I'm not going to go into it right now, are a Facebook business page and an Instagram page. Those are the only two that you need. There are millions of different sites you can sign up for out there, but the only two that I think an agent should have from the start are a Facebook business page and an Instagram page for real estate. The reason that we have these separate is that we all have different lives outside of real estate, right? Be it a religious life, a political life, a social life, whatever it is. And some people really mingle the two, but if you have very strong opinions one way or the other on whatever it is, and wherever you are on certain spectrums, it's better to have kind of some ambiguity in terms of your real estate. And how you market yourself for real estate. So I recommend creating the separate ones. In addition, Once you're on OLR or LIBOR, and once you're around, you're gonna wanna put your bio and photos on your My Weichert website and your Weichert One website, right? And that's going to create from the My Weichert website your personal real estate website, right? Everyone has a website. Mine is jason-bauer.weichert.com. It's all everyone similar formula, first name dash last name .weichert.com. And so you'll have a website that you can then market yourself on. And so it's important to make sure that you've got your bio up there, your picture up there and things like that, so that once you are marketing yourself, you'll have everything around there. At the same time, to build your online presence, you're going to want to make sure that you are on a number of third-party websites. Online Residential and LIBOR is one, right? And again, once you're signed up for REBNY, you can join OLR. Once you're signed up for LIBOR, you can get your profile up on that page. So you've got to get that MLS stuff done. That's why it's kind of the second step in all of our training. The next one is your StreetEasy account, right? And again, we all as agents will have a StreetEasy account. Again, I'm going to go to just to the agents, just to make sure most of you have one. I'm just going to go to myself so you can kind of see what it looks like. So I can kind of look at my website. And again, it's got me, it's got my listings, it's got all this information. And the nice thing about this is that you can get leads of people who are clicking on StreetEasy and want to work with someone, right? Versus on deals I've done before, buildings I've worked in, other activity that I've done, right? That tends to be a lot of rentals. And so it's great because you can see a lot of things about, you know, the agents by looking at their StreetEasy account. So again, I'm going to sign out for a second. Again, if you're looking at properties as an agent, you want to make sure that you're logged into an agent account. That way, instead of being syndicated out to other brokers, you're always going to be reaching out to the listing agent when you use StreetEasy as an agent, right? StreetEasy is almost like a second MLS that we use. There are properties on here all across the board. And again, if you are not on StreetEasy as an agent, what you're going to want to do is send me an email, right? And I will create the account for you. I need your license number. I need the email address and phone number that you want, but I'll create you a StreetEasy account. As an agent, you can create your own Zillow account, right? And what you're going to want to do is go to Zillow.com, go up to the top right and hit sign in. You're going to want to go to new account here. Again, put in an email address. And you want to check off I'm a landlord or industry professional, right? You got to put what you are. We're going to put real estate agent broker, first name, last name, all this information, hit continue, and you'll be able to create an account that will be linked to other accounts, right? It's very important to have a Zillow account as an agent. The same way that StreetEasy syndicates out leads to other agents that are not the listing agent. If you're doing it on Zillow and you're not logged in as an agent, it will do the same thing to you, right? So you always want to be logged in as an agent. So even if you have a personal Zillow account, you need to create a professional one. The same thing is true with Realtor.com. Again, you're going to want to go to sign up, right? And at the bottom here, you're going to want to click on, are you a real estate agent, right? And so what you want to do is hit create account. And this will allow you to create it, right? And to create a dashboard and everything like that for your professional account. So again, if you haven't signed up yet as an agent for Zillow and Realtor, or if you don't have a StreetEasy account, make sure you do that, right? And again, for StreetEasy, email me. For Zillow and Realtor, you can do it on your own. For those websites, they're usually going to ask you for your MLS ID or something like that. That's either going to be your REBNY or your LIBOR ID. The other thing that you can sign up for is urbandigs.com. You'll get a free 2-week trial with your Weichert email. And if you're using it and sending mass emails with the market reports, I can give you a free paid subscription that Weichert will pay for you. So again, something that's great, and make sure that you're on the board first, right? Be it REBNY or LIBOR or LIBOR and SIBOR or REBNY and LIBOR, whatever it is. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, again, now that you've got everything set up, is to really start going in depth with our trainings, right? And on here, I put a link to our YouTube YouTube page, right? This is our YouTube page. I'm just gonna go here. I put all of the trainings that I have done for the last almost 2 years now and it's all on here, right? And so what you can do is you can go through all the videos. You can see, right, our last meetings, the trainings that I've done, all of that stuff, right? One thing that you can do is you can subscribe to the channel. Again, if I'm logged in as me, so I won't have the button, but there'll be a subscribe channel. That way you'll get a ping every time I put up a new video. I also send out the link to these videos when I send out the slides from each of these trainings that I've done. On here, what you'll also want to do is think about the business that you want to have, right? And again, these trainings are for everyone, and you can watch any of the ones that you want to, but some of them might not apply to you, right? If you're not working with rentals, you might not need to watch the rental overview and rent hop video, right? If you're only working with rentals, those are the videos you're going to want to get started with. If you're working with buyers, right? Are you working with single and multifamily or condos and co-ops or both? The buyer consultation works for everyone. This Cole Realty video helps you to get the email addresses to farm to. The marketing emails, how to farm out after that, how to build your online presence. Again, I go over the social media things there. So these are really the first ones I'd recommend watching, right? So again, if you're not doing rentals, you can skip the first one, but these are ones that are going to be very important to you to go through. And again, there's a ton more on the YouTube channel. Feel free to watch whatever you want, right? Scripts to convert leads into customers, right? Well, you probably don't want to watch that until you actually have leads that you're working with. Again, certain things are more important. Again, new listing workflow, right? If you get a new listing, well, if you're not going after listings, maybe you skip that one for now. Again, these are all accessible all the time, so you can watch all these trainings whenever you want to. I mentioned leads, and again, there are a number of different lead sources and trainings for those lead sources so that you can start getting company leads, right? And the most important thing to me for any one of you is that you have a handle of the business before you start taking leads and that you are comfortable with kind of converting them, right? And so it's important to watch some of these videos, to go through these trainings, to review them with me or an experienced agent before you actually start really taking out leads. But many of you are at a point where you're ready to do that. And again, we have a ton of different lead sources. Again, Weichert Lead Network. There's a webinar and a form that you sign on Weichert University. Again, there's a, let me go back here. Here we go. I'm gonna go into Weichert University. And again, if this ever comes up, you just click on login. So on Weichert University, and I just sent this email out with the whole training for the month out here. You're going to see kind of everything that's happening this month. And again, listing strategies, social media, your value as an agent, how to prospect for listings, how to negotiate, Weichert.com tools, whatever's out there that can be helpful for you and for building your business. On here, again, there are videos, there's Accelerate, which is happening for new agents, how to build squeeze pages. And on here, you can also search for the Lead Network. Ooh, where is it? It's not on here. Let me go back. Well, I'll send you guys out the link for that. But again, if you want to join Accelerate, you can do it here. If you want to go through our planning tools, you can do it here. Whatever it is. The rental network is also through Weichert University. Rocket Homes are our leads, specifically in Queens and the Bronx. Once you have done the buyer consultation, watch the videos of how to work with buyer leads and understand the process of selling a single family or multifamily or co-op or condo, you can start getting some of these Rocket Homes leads. Again, we also have OpCity, which is for Staten Island and Manhattan. You can do a webinar and sign up for those leads. Again, those tend to be in Brooklyn, Staten Island, and we get a few from Manhattan. Realtor.com leads, you have to pay for those. That's a separate program that you can sign up for. StreetEasy leads, we have some for Manhattan. You have to do a training with me to get on those. And after 2 years in the business, you can join Relo for Relo leads. But again, these are just some of the lead sources that we have so that you can build your business. Again, as a new agent, another thing that you want to do is visit open houses. And this is really one of the best ways to start to get to know the market and to start to get to know what's out there. So as an agent, what you can do is you can do a search on any of these platforms that you're going to be a member of, right? StreetEasy, Zillow, Realtor.com, and we can say, okay, I'm looking to work in Greenwich Village and the West Village, right? So this is where I want to focus. And I want to get a sense of what the market is under 2 million in these neighborhoods. So if I do a search here, it will have all the listings, right? And many of them will already have up open houses that are happening. But what I can do is I can go to more and I can pick I used to be able to pick. It looks like they changed it. Okay, I used to be able to search for open houses. They change around their search functions all the time. Oh no, here we go. So in the next week, what open houses are happening in those neighborhoods? And I'm gonna hit done. They're 19, right? And so I can click through on these listings, right? 77 Bleecker Street, 225E is having an open house Sunday, the 5th from 12 to 1:30. And it doesn't say open house, it doesn't say by appointment only, right? So this means I can go to the open house and see this property. I can walk in the door and I can start to get a sense of what's out there on the market, right? Going to see properties in person for your educational purposes is one of the most important things to do at the beginning of your real estate career, right? To go in what we would call preview properties. So these ones say by appointment only. So for the time being, I would say you should skip those and just focus on ones that don't say that, right? And some of them are going to say by appointment only, some are not. Again, here you go, 204 West 10th Street, open house 12 to 1:30, right? So you can go to that on Sunday. And so put together a list of 5 to 10 open houses that you can stop by in a neighborhood on a certain day, right? Sundays tend to be a great day for that. And what you do is when you get there, you sign in and you say, hey, I'm previewing this for clients, or I'm just getting a sense of what's out there because I live in the neighborhood or I work in the neighborhood, right? If it's by appointment, they probably don't want you to go, but if it's not, you're welcome to go, right? Like a consumer, you can go to the open house and just start to get a sense of what's going on. The real reason that you're there is to start to get to better know the market, the inventory, and what's out there, right? If you see 10 properties in a certain price point, you will then be able to form an opinion of what is the best thing out there, right? What are the maintenances like of properties between X and Y for a price point, right? What are the common charges, taxes? What's a good building? What's a dumpy building, right? You will start to form opinions. And so take advantage of the fact that you can go and see a bunch of properties on a Sunday. They don't have to be Weichert, so they can be any companies, right? They're just having an open house. You're going and seeing it and getting to know the neighborhood better. And that's a great thing that you can do. So the next thing that you want to do is contact family and friends, right? And again, after you saw some things in a neighborhood, it's a great thing to talk to people about, right? And so if you haven't done this yet, you want to contact family, friends, anyone you knew from past jobs, whatever it is, and let them know you have your license, right? You call them and you say, hey, Sally, how are you doing today? Great. Just want to let you know, I just got my real estate license. I'm working with a great group of people here at Weichert. And I work primarily in New York City, but we got people who cover anywhere within 3 hours of the city. They're gonna be like, great, best of luck, right? Hey, Sally, what you can do for me is keep me in mind for anyone you know looking to buy, sell, rent, any type of real estate. Sally's gonna be like, great, not a problem. And that's all you really have to do, right? Again, if they say, oh, I'm actually thinking about moving to New Jersey, right? What you can say is, great, I've got some amazing colleagues. Can I connect you with someone, right? And if they say yes, you have a referral fee coming to you. Again, if you have people moving to another state, right? We have agents in 45 states. We can place that referral. All you have to do is say, oh, where are you looking to move? Austin, Texas, great. Let me get you connected with someone down there. You call me up, we find someone in Austin, we take it from there, you do a referral, right? This is a great way to make money on the side. I can tell you personally, over the last couple of years, I've made 20,000 plus per year just referring out friends moving to other cities and states and stuff like that. And you're helping them, right? You're doing a service by making sure they are paired with a great agent in that market area. Internationally, we have people as members of the leading real estate companies of the world. We can help anyone looking to relocate anywhere outside of the United States, right? So great things that you can do, right? Just reach out to everyone that you know and let them know what you're doing. And so the last thing that you can do is neighborhood prospecting. To start to get your name in an area, use My Weichert and send a series of emails to that neighborhood. right? Once you have a sense of what's out there, right? Once you're comfortable enough, and again, some people do this day 1 or 2, some people take weeks to do this, but you want to start what we call a farm area, a place where you're reaching out to people to try to get business. This is a great way if you have a very small network to get your name out there more, to let people know what's on the market, to know the services you can provide and things like that. Again, I will help you. You draft a sample, send it to me in your own voice. We'll kind of tweak it a little bit. But again, once you're ready for this, you introduce yourself and the services you provide. Hey, it's Jason Bauer. Just want to let you know I'm a neighborhood specialist here in the West Village. I've lived here for 10 years. I can help you buy, sell, or rent anything in the neighborhood. Did you know that it's a really great time to buy? Why? Because inventory is actually starting to increase right now. And interest rates are still at lows, right? They weren't as low as they were 2 months ago, but they are still very low. And then the next week, hey, here's some great buys in your area. Here's some new to market things. Here's some market updates. Or maybe you have a buyer looking in a neighborhood, there's no inventory there, let them know. And maybe you get some sales listings out of it, right? It's all about getting your name out there. And again, there are videos on the YouTube channel of how to do this. Rudolin can help you to import the zip codes that you want. I always say start with 3. That should get you between 5 and 15,000 people into your database, and you start prospecting, right? And people will start clicking on your website. People will start reacting to you, and you can get business out of this. Again, over the last probably 2 years since we started doing this, I think we sold about 12 million in real estate, right? Through this prospecting. Best part about all this, no referral fee is due whatsoever. So again, a great way to start getting your name out there and to really start getting into the business. So again, this was really meant as an overview of the first 10 things that you should do once you get your license. For those of you who are new to the business, get started on this stuff. For those of you who've been in the business, go back and say, have I done all this, right? It's never too late to do any of this, but you have to take action on it, right? And that's what you should do for the rest of today, is take action on this and what's going on. So with that, I'm going to stop the video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll take any questions that you have.